Game 3 between McCrendleton and Yoshi. Looking at a Montana versus a Conqueror. Yoshi potentially with the kite. Montana potentially with the clap. If we don't get significant Citadel pressure from McCrendleton into that Conqueror, Conqueror's power heal is going to allow it to outlast something serious. Really just depends on what the Conqueror's going to do. Once again, the last time we talked about battleships, one of the things that had to be pointed out is the detection ranges. I think Montana has quite a bit more detection to it than the Conqueror does, unless we see Yoshi just go ahead and start shooting randomly into the water to say, I'm over here.
Well, and the big thing that Yoshi's going to have to be careful about is, yeah, the Conqueror does a lot better in the kite, but as we saw between Coop and Oyman, if you let that other battleship into the cap, you've kind of handed them a win condition in the form of a ram. So be curious to see what Yoshi does, how he sets up to just make sure that Rendell can't sail into the cap, because Rendell 100% will ram for a win, even if it's the easy way out, because a win is a win.
But I do want to point out that I believe Yoshi actually has a bit of an advantage here, as if we look at the island on this cap, there's not really a place for the Montana to hide, where a kiting Conqueror would not be able to consistently affect him, and the Montana would just be showered by HE shell after HE shell until he was forced out of the cap or into a chase, in which case the Conqueror could whittle him down. I mean, it could go all the way to the map edge, potentially. Whereas, if we look at McCrendleton's cap, with this little bit of a gap here, you could play Ring Around the Rosie for God knows how long, or if McCrendleton and Let's Pretend was trying to kite, the Conqueror could simply tuck in on the backside of the island and just take the cap. So, worth noting that Yoshi has the advantage in that sense. Shells trading. HE shells versus AP. Few hits on McCrendleton, not going to matter too much, and few shells into the Conqueror. Looks like the Conqueror taking about 9k, McCrendleton taking a little more. Is he on fire?
He is. And Rendell loves his camo. In one of the earlier matches, it was quite obvious he was missing turrets, because these Transformers ones get big, giant red rings when a turret goes out, and Optimus was just doing nothing.
Alright, well, so far, it does look like the Conqueror has the lead. They are tagging even right now in terms of health. The Montana of McCrendleton is now below the Conqueror, although, wow, that is a lot of side there, friend. Yoshi showing quite a bit of cheek. Rear guns of the Montana. They do bite. That's a big bite. That's going to take him down to 32. Sucks those front guns weren't in there, as they're going to ricochet right off the side. Yoshi probably going to engage that heal anytime now. Not much reason to bait in a 1v1. And get it on cooldown, and yet, no. Yoshi's just going to hold.
And Rendell's just got to hold his course and keep hitting Yoshi and push him away, and he'll put his toe into that cap and guarantee him that win condition should this go to 15.
Now, I believe the Conqueror has a little faster AP fuse than other battleships, leading it to want to throw HE. If the Montana gave a lot of side to Yoshi, if he basically gamer turned in front of him, what's the likelihood that the Conqueror is going to find the Citadel on the Montana at this distance?
Inside 5, I'd say if he gives them flat broad, a Citadel's pretty likely. These guys aren't missing their shots too much.
Okay. Well, Yoshi popping the heal. It's going to get, not actually to 50,000 so far. And looks like he is hard capped at 48,226. Heal's not going to give him any more than that. Still, if he can milk out some time, he's got 3 minutes before McCrendleton's going to be able to take this cap. If Yoshi's able to take that heal, milk it out, get the cooldown done with, and then re-engage while he's got a heal active, McCrendleton easily able to be pulled down afterward. Going to be on McCrendleton to either, 1, get behind this island where he cannot be spotted, but absolutely, I don't think that's possible. Ships are simply too big. Yoshi would be able to come around the corner and reset him. So it's almost on McCrendleton to force the issue right now before the Conqueror gets into a spot where he's going to dictate the engagement. Because I think if it comes down to a battle of attrition, that conquers HE into McCrendleton. It's just not going to go the Montana's way. But worth noting that while the Conqueror has a super heal, the Montana's heal is not bad either. It's got a larger heal. It's on a slower cooldown than the Ohio, for instance, but it's a meaty heal.
Well, and they're both kind of in a no man's land. Rendell's sitting on the cap. They're kind of stuck. Neither of them can really turn anywhere but out. Yoshi's not going to want to sail too far away because that just gives time for Rendell to basically disappear into the islands. And the same's kind of true of Rendell. He doesn't want to turn out because then Yoshi's going to have more time to get extra heals. And that Conqueror heal more and more likely to come into play as the resulting factor of this match, the longer it goes.
There we go. Gets another fire. Those are the rear turrets of the Conqueror, not the front. And not going to damage con on a single fire. McCrendleton slowly losing health. More shells coming out. AP shell shot. Not going to connect. And more drillings home. That's not going to light another fire as that middle section is already lit. Right now, Yoshi just going for effective damage, not going for multiple fires. More shells out. Looks like a good broadside. Gonna hit just in the rear of the superstructure. Take a pretty significant oof. McCrendleton down to 35 and healing. That's his second, possibly third heal by this point. More AP shells. Some connection, not enough. 43 versus 39. Montana climbing back up over the 40s. Conqueror still with the super heal in waiting. Unless there's going to be a nasty group of Citadels coming in for McCrendleton's favor, the battle of attrition likely goes to the Conqueror. More shots come in. Does not look to be a fire. Nope, there is a fire that was relit in the center. Shells again being fired into Yoshi. Some of them do bite. 36.8 versus 35 and burning. Fire does go out. Don't think that was damage conned. Looks like it was not. Just burned out of its own accord. And Conqueror going to go for the relight, and there it is. A little more Transformer magic in the mid. Nope. Done with this crap. Damage con says McCrendleton. 21.8 versus 45. Yoshi has engaged the heal. He is hard locked at 45,000. That's as high as he can go. Takes a few more shell hits there. Dips. Gonna climb right back up into the 40s. Shells into the Montana. Do not connect. Looks like that shattered. Maybe hitting some belt armor there.
And Yoshi's just got to be diligent about his angle. I was kind of questioning in my head with how much side Rendell was showing if we'd see AP, but Yoshi's just sticking with HE, putting damage down, and just trying to rely on those hit points. Rendell trying some ASW bombs, Yoshi returning the favor as these two get locked in close, and I think this is really Rendell's best bet. Just get close enough for the drive-by and try to win it out that way. And you can see the hit points are starting to shift.
You can see that the turrets on the Montana are ready for the clap. Shell A coming out any time now. Ba-bam! There goes Yoshi, not opting for the attrition, letting the Montana get close, letting him insert that knife into the rib cage, and that's actually going to tie it up. It's going to be 1 to McCrendleton, 1 to Yoshi, and we've got that tie in the cruisers that we have to resolve. This is going to go to a Game 4, as was previously ruled by the Dojo Master Quick. It will be a rematch in the cruisers. We'll find out what happens soon.